Hello, welcome. For those that don't know me, my name is Lynn, and I am a coach and a spiritual mindset coach. And today I'm actually going to be doing some tapping, which is something that I am loving right now and getting amazing results for myself and for my clients. So I thought I'd do more of these live sessions. And today we're going to be tapping on fear of rejection and abandonment and feeling like we weren't chosen. So I'm just going to give you a little introduction to tapping in case you've never tapped before. How I do tapping is a little bit different to some people on YouTube. So you may have come across tapping before, but how it's different is that I also use breath work. I use over exaggeration of the words and the emotion to really connect into the body to start shifting that energy, right? So if you've tried it before and you haven't had any results, please persevere, because the way I'm going to show you is something you can do by yourself and you will start moving energy. Guarantee it. So for those that have never done tapping at all, basically it works on the meridian points of the body. When we tap on these while saying what we're experiencing, then we start releasing the emotion on a cellular level. There's a lot of science and research behind tapping. So this is a method that really combines psychology and science. So the points to start with, if you've never done tapping before, here, the side of the hand, just tap, or you might tap like this together. There's the wrist. I usually tap my wrist together here. We're usually wanting to get that where the line is, just there. Or you might just like to tap like that. It's up to you. The chest, to start out with, just tap broadly like this with both hands, and then you might want to tap around and just find those sore spots. I find that really effective. Lately I've had sore spots around here, and when I do that I start coughing and it releases a lot of grief in my system. Under the ribs, so just for women, just under their boobs, or for men, just where probably where the last rib is. Then we do the side, so really it's where the bra strap is for a woman. For a man, it's like one hand under a palm, under your armpit, top of the head. Usually just try and pat along the part like this, and then I usually just pat around as well. But mostly we want to tap on this top point here. The eyebrows, it's really important that you tap on the points as well. I sometimes lead people in tapping and they're tapping everywhere else but the points, so try and get it accurate. Basically where the start of the eyebrows are, just tapping there with 2 fingers, corner of the eye, right on the corner of the eye, on the top of the cheekbone. So really it's here where you get the dark spot. So just tapping there, under the nose, under the lips, in the stivet, and then that is it. So I want you to, if you're going to do this with me, you need to be available for the whole session, because we don't want you to stop and start. If you do stop and start, then you may actually manifest some stuff in your life because it stirs up energy. So try and commit to I'm going to tap for about 20-30 minutes. So if you could stick it out, that'd be great. If you can't, then do this when you have time and space to really tune in. So I would recommend you get a journal, because I'm going to ask just a couple of questions, and this will help you to see if these emotions are resonating with you and to rate them. So if you can, I'll give you a minute to just grab a paper and pen or your laptop or whatever it is. And I always ask myself questions before I tap as well. And when I tap with other people, I write down some things so I can really get into those core beliefs, and then that's something to work on. As I'm leading this, all my words may not completely resonate with you. So when they don't resonate with you, then just fill in the blank, and fill in the blank with what you've written down, what comes up. What I find with tapping, when you start releasing a lot of the emotion, you will start saying things that come deep from the subconscious that you didn't know were there. It's pretty mind-blowing, the stuff that comes out of your mouth. So interrupt me. You don't have to say everything that I say. I'm just a guide. I'm really just guiding you to be able to do this yourself. So the first question is, I feel rejected when, and then just see what comes up. I feel rejected when, and then I feel rejected because. kind of the same question, but just see if you get different answers. I feel rejected because. And I want you to just to rate that feeling as well, like give it a number. If that feels really strong for you, if this is a big issue, then just rate that, because we want to see if that goes down throughout the tapping. I feel abandoned because. I feel abandoned because. And see what comes up for you. I don't feel chosen because. I don't feel wanted when. And the first time I didn't feel chosen or wanted was, and just see if there's a memory that comes up. So take a few moments just to write out what comes up. And what I also do is I go a little deeper. So if I say, I feel abandoned because, and I might say, I feel abandoned because no one likes me. And then I'll ask, well, no one likes me because, and then just keep going, keep asking the questions. Okay, so if you're doing this on your own time, or if you're looking to tap on any issue, that's a good place to start. The other way to do it for yourself as well is just to let intuition start guiding you. Okay, use intuition, start tapping, and things will come up. All right, so if you're in an emotion, just start with the emotion. Right, doing it this way where you write things out first is really helpful when you know what you're working with and you really want to work on a particular issue. But if you're just feeling really stuck, if you have some tightness in your body, you just feel stressed and anxious, or you're procrastinating or anything else, then just start tapping. So you're going to tap along with me. And when I say, I'm sorry, the lighting's going in and out. Maybe if I move more, yeah, it's not great lighting where I am. So to start with, just follow my guidance, but you are your own guide. Use your intuition. Tap where you feel you need to tap. Yawn when you need to yawn. Don't hold back any yawns, because I'm going to get you to force out some yawns in the beginning. If you need to burp, if you need to laugh, if you need to cough, do it. If you need to cry, cry. That's the whole point of this exercise, is to move that energy. So we're just tapping on our chest. We might like to say, I feel really resistant. So you're saying this out loud after me or with me. I feel really resistant right now. If you don't feel resistant, don't say that. If you don't feel resistant, just say, there it is. But I just want to tap on, because there's a lot of people that will feel resistant to doing this, including myself. I feel really resistant to doing this tapping. This tapping feels silly. As if this is going to work. Now notice when I start exaggerating words, that's just not me, how I speak. I'm Australian, so I'm quite monotone normally. The idea is to over-exaggerate our words a lot of the time and really get into the emotion. And that will stir things up in the body. So I feel resistant. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Okay. But I know it's going to be good for me. And just breathe. Breathing in. And breathing out. We're making sound as well here. I'm starting to feel this in my body. Breathing in and breathing out. We want to really open the jaw. When I say yawn, open the jaw. My jaw just clicked. Open the jaw, because that muscle is connected to I just learned this, is connected to the muscles in the groin and hip area, and we store a lot of emotions there, particularly women. A lot of trauma is stored there. So we want to open the jaw as much as possible. Okay, breathing in again. Yawning. When we yawn, we move forward. I'm starting to feel this in my body. And I feel it in my And just say where you may feel any tightness. Right now, I'm feeling it in my back. I feel it in my back. This energy, this achiness. Not sure what it is, but I'm starting to feel these emotions in my body. Breathing in and breathing out. And I'm admitting to myself that I still experience rejection. And I can't let it go. I feel so rejected sometimes. Say it like that. Remember, we want to get whiny. I feel so rejected sometimes. When am I ever going to stop being rejected? I see it everywhere. I experience so much rejection. I don't want to let it go. And under the ribs now. You can't see where I'm tapping, but here we go. There. I just feel rejected. I feel like no one's ever going to like me. Why won't anyone ever like me? Say it like that. Why won't anyone ever like me? I feel like I never get chosen. I feel like I'm never good enough. And I keep getting rejected. I want you to think of a time you were rejected. Just the first memory that pops into your head. It might be from 20 years ago. It might be from last week. And just feel that as you're tapping. Just say, I feel it in my body. I was rejected. So it's true that no one likes me. Now, don't be scared to say the negative, because we're doing this as a conscious practice. So speaking the negative is releasing it, and then we start saying the positive once we get through this emotion. Tapping our sides. No one ever likes me. This is the same story I keep experiencing over and over and over and over again. Say it like that. Over again. And it's too much. Don't be scared to get into the emotion. Don't just say these things softly. It's too much, all this rejection. I feel like it's never going to end. I'm always going to be rejected. Why won't anyone choose me? Get whiny. Get whiny. Breathing in. And just feeling in the body where that feeling of no one ever chooses me is. You don't need to change it. Breathing in a little bit more. And then yawning and leaning forward, opening the jaw, dropping the shoulders as we yawn. And breathing in. Sitting up straight, breathing in. I'm tired of this story. I'm tired of this story that no one ever chooses me. Makes me feel sad. I don't quite know what's wrong with me. Tapping the slide, sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Top of the head. There must be something wrong with me. Everyone tells me there's not, but there must be something wrong with me. It keeps happening over and over and over and over again. This feeling of rejection. I hate it. Say that, get into the body, feel it in the body. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I wish that I had another experience. Why can't anyone choose me? No one likes me. I want you to list out all the times that you can think of that you felt rejected, top of the eyebrows. I was rejected when, say it out loud. And then I was rejected when, say it again. I was rejected when, say the next thing. And it hurts my feelings. Now go back to what you may have written down before. Rejection makes me feel, and say it as we tap, corner of the eyes. Rejection makes me feel awful, unloved. I feel completely unloved. Why won't anyone love me? I don't feel worthy of love anymore. Top of the cheekbones. We don't want to go here. We're going, it's pretty much under the pupil. Top of the cheekbones. I usually use 3 fingers, 3 fingers. I just want to be loved. No one loves me. And I don't feel worthy of this love anymore. And so put your hand on your heart when we do this. It makes me feel sad that I get rejected so much. It makes me feel sad that I'm rejected so much and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Breathing in. Voce llora. Breathing in. What am I doing wrong? Say it like that. Get into the emotion. What am I doing so wrong? I must be doing so wrong because I never get picked. I must be doing something so wrong because I never get picked. Say it, scream it if you have to. And it makes me feel awful. And I'm feeling it in my body. And I'm allowing myself to feel it in the body. Because I don't feel loved, makes me feel abandoned. Breathing in, yawning here. I felt abandoned when, and say the time that you felt abandoned. See if you can find any sore points. I feel abandoned when they all left me. Say whatever's true for you. He left me. She left me. She or he doesn't love me. And I felt abandoned. And I didn't know what I did so wrong. I felt abandoned when I couldn't speak my voice. And that was hard for me. Say it again, nod your head. That was really hard for me. They didn't understand how hard it was for me. Say it like that. Get into the body. How hard it was for me. It was so hard. Take a deep breath. You want to get out. All this abandonment, all this rejection. It makes me want to hide now. It makes me want to hide. It makes me want to hide. Because I can't handle all this rejection. I'm tired. My spirit is tired of all this rejection. How many times am I going to get rejected? How many times can I cope with being rejected? Take a deep breath, yawn. Breathing in. How many times can I feel rejected? It's not fair. Sides, tapping the sides, it's not fair. It's not fair that this keeps happening to me. It's not fair that I'm not creating a new story and someone chooses me. Now I want you to feel whatever you really would love to be chosen for right now, whether it's a relationship or a job or an opportunity, friendship, whatever it is, I want you to feel into that right now. Feel into that, feel it in your body, and just say to yourself, why can't they choose me? I'm ready to be chosen. I don't want to hold this story of rejection any longer. And tapping inside the wrist. I don't want to hold this story of rejection any longer. But maybe I do. And say it like that. Shrug your shoulders. Maybe I do. Maybe I want to be rejected. Why would I want to be rejected? That doesn't make sense. So I want you to say those things. Because the truth is, there's part of this story that's serving you. Maybe we'll say that. I'm willing to admit that maybe there's a reason I'm getting rejected and it's not what I think. And say it like that in quite a childlike voice, because we really want to get into like the child energy that creates a lot of these stories. I'm willing to admit that maybe, shrug your shoulders, maybe I created this. Maybe it keeps me safe. Maybe I created this whole story because it keeps me safe. Then just be like, oops. Uh-oh. Shake your head. I created this whole story to keep me safe. Maybe I actually am doing the rejection. I'm not sure if that's true, but I'm willing to be open to seeing that. Because I do want to experience something different. Top of the eyebrows. So even though I feel this feeling of rejection, abandonment, no one loving me, I'm willing to experience something different. Corner of the eyes. Even though it still feels really hard for me to get over this, I'm willing to see it different. And I love and accept myself. Say it like that. I love and accept myself. Breathing in and yawning. Breathing in. But it's still hard for me. The first time I was rejected, it was really hard. And when I was really young, if you need to burp, because I'm feeling the energy of like I need to burp or something, if you need to burp, whatever, you have to let that energy out. Let anything up. When I was really young, I used to feel this way a lot. So I only say this if this feels resonant to you. I'm going to say a few things, but I want you to feel into your own version of this. And we're going to do a meditation in a second, a visualization. It was hard for me. When I was young, I felt like, and just say whatever comes up. When I was young, I felt like maybe it's I had no friends. For me, it was I had no friends for a lot of the time. No one would listen to me. I never felt heard. I never felt that person heard me. Think about who that could be. Parent, someone at school who didn't hear you. Under the chin, hand on heart, under the nose, sorry. I never felt like I was heard. I never felt like I was heard. And sometimes I didn't feel loved. And that makes me so sad. And I can feel that in my body. You're here. Breathing in. Tapping on the chest. We're going to do a bit of a visualization. Just close your eyes. Keep tapping, keep tapping. Find those sore points if you can. Otherwise, just tap wide on the chest. Breathing in. Just letting out a sigh. And say it out loud. We're actually going to speak as we say this visualization. Just close your eyes. So I'm willing to travel across all time, space, and dimensions and be led by spirit, surrounded by angels. And I go back to a time when I first felt abandoned or rejected, where I felt like no one loved me. And I want you to see in your mind's eye a vision of this little one that is you. And go up to that little one and ask, how old are you? And just speak out loud how old they are. And then I just want you to hear what they're saying. So speak out loud as you tap what they're saying. What are they saying to you? Are they sad? Are they crying? Say it out loud. Give that little one a voice. Keep tapping as you say it. Maybe they're saying, no one liked me. I've got no friends. No one will listen to me. Whatever it is, just speak it. I'll give you a few minutes here just to speak it. Just keep saying, what else, little one? What else? What else? And just take a deep breath and yawn when you need to. Breathing in. Now I want you to speak out loud what it is that you would love to tell your little one. Why they weren't abandoned, why they are loved, why they are chosen, why they haven't been rejected. And speak this out loud as you keep tapping. Keep taking deep breaths, yawning or moving the energy however way you need to. And then maybe you want to give them something that can help them to feel loved and remind them of you. Tell them that you're always looking out for them. You're always with them. You'll leave a whole lot of angels with them. They are completely loved. They're completely loved and chosen. Keep telling them they were chosen. They were chosen. No one's rejecting them. No one's rejecting them. Tell them the truth of why they may have perceived it as rejection, whether it's a parent that hasn't given them the time because they were tired. Tell them the truth of what was really happening. Keep tapping, moving to tapping under the ribs. And when you're ready, give them a hug. Say that you love them, you choose them, and then return back to this moment. Keep tapping. And then we'll keep going with whatever comes up. Don't forget just to say what you need to say. If there's things that come out, say what you need to say. So even though I felt rejected when I was younger, I love and accept myself. Even though I felt rejected when I was really little, I choose to believe that it may not be the entire truth. And if it was the truth, if people were mean to me, that I know that that's not my current situation. And then if for those that do have a current situation where you're being rejected and hurt, just say, I know that that's not the truth of who I am. I know that I am loved. I know that I'm chosen. And I don't need anyone else's opinions to make me feel chosen. I don't need anyone to like me to make myself feel chosen. And then maybe say, sometimes I do. Let's be honest, right? Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do want someone to like me. That makes me feel good. Makes me feel good. But I'm open, say it like that, I'm open to loving myself no matter what, even when that feels hard for me. Tapping the top of the head. So I want you to tune back into what you're feeling in your body right now, and just notice any areas that feel tight, that feel pain, heaviness, numbness. Maybe you don't feel anything, but your mind's eye is going to a certain, maybe you just can see your hip or something, but you don't feel anything. Some of us have been numb for a long time. So if you do feel numbness, just say, I'm willing to feel things in my body again. I feel that this is coming up for a lot of people. They feel numbness because I feel like I'm going to start burping. The energy's moving. So let's take a deep breath in. Yawning. Deep breath. For those that feel numbness, I just want you to say, I'm bringing these feelings back into my body. I'm willing and open to feeling this in my body again. I'm willing and open to feeling this in my body again. Because the more we feel in the body, more we can shift it. Top of the eyebrows. And even though I feel this in my body, and even though it doesn't feel good, I love and accept this feeling. Corner of the eyes. So if you do feel something, I want you just to see in your mind's eye what that is. So maybe like there's some density, heaviness in your stomach or chest, and there might be grayness, darkness, maybe it's a color, maybe it's all spiky, maybe it's cloudy, whatever it is. Just see it in your mind, and then you just want to trace your imagination around it. And just notice it. We're not trying to change it. We don't need to get rid of it. We're just seeing it, tracing around it, witnessing it, allowing it. Then we'll take a deep breath and just breathe under that feeling, and you want to get out. Breathing in. And just keep breathing deeply and just see your breath in your body like expanding and just creating space around those edges. So you might see like this shape, and you're breathing on the outside of it, just expanding it, giving it more space, giving it more space. If you don't know what I mean, doesn't matter. Just interpret it with your mind. There's no right or wrong here. Just keep breathing into that space, just noticing it. Noticing that feeling. Keep yawning. Breathing in and breathing out. In. And I admit that this feeling of rejection is still in my body. And that's okay. I'll love and accept it no matter what. I don't need it to change. And I just love it. Even though it's hard for me. Even though it's hard for me because I feel like no one's ever liked me. Because I feel like I've been rejected so much. Say it like that. I've been rejected so much. I don't believe one tapping session is going to get rid of this. Say that if that's the truth. This is silly, this tapping. Because this has been with me for so long. Well, I can feel it has been with a lot of you for so long. So breathe that in. Drop your shoulders and yawn, move forward. Breathing in. Getting into the jaw, making sound. I've had it with me for so long. Maybe I don't want to let it go. It proves that I'm right. It proves that I'm right, that I'm different, that no one loves me. Just, I don't know, I felt like laughing then. If you feel like laughing, laugh. Whatever comes up. If you need to cry, cry. I feel like I don't want to let this go because I want to be right. I need to be right. I have to be right about something. Everything around me showing me that this is the truth. I have been rejected. The universe is showing me this, so it's true. Get whiny. Take a deep breath. Yawn. Breathing in. Under the ribs. But even though it seems to be true, I'm opening to see that it might not be true. I don't know how that's possible, but I'm open to believing that I'm on my way to seeing it might not be true. So saying it like that is, you're not saying, oh yeah, I'm going to believe it straight away, but kind of say I'm open to believing that it might be true. Is just being a little bit more honest. Your mind can get around that. Your subconscious can get around that. Because if I'm really honest with myself, my energy has been trying to protect myself based off things that have happened in my past, completely to what is happening now. That maybe I'm rejecting. Maybe I'm the one rejecting. And maybe I'm rejecting myself. So this is the big one. A lot of the times when we experience rejection and abandonment, we're doing that to ourselves. So I want you just to feel into all the times you've rejected yourself, when you haven't loved yourself, when you have not listened to your spirit, soul, truth, when you've treated your body terribly, when you've rejected things that you really wanted because you were scared. Oh, that's a big one. I feel that in my stomach. The truth is, I rejected love. And I feel that in my body. I rejected all these things that I really wanted, but I was so scared. This is a big one. Breathing in and yawning. Ah. Breathing in. And I want you just to fill the room around you with golden light. We're going to invite in angels. We're going to invite in divine beings of the highest light from the angelic realm, only archangels, beings aligned with Christ consciousness. We're bringing them into this space right now to heal. And you're going to see that light first just swirling around outside of you, and then feeling it penetrate your skin and your cells and moving into your body. Maybe you see it coming from above down into your crown chakra, filling up your whole body. Or for me right now, I'm seeing it in my stomach and it's expanding. This light was always within me. Maybe I was dulling it. So if you feel like you've dulled your light inside, say that. I've been dulling my light inside and I see it expand right now. Say it out loud. I see it expand right now. I see it expand. I see it expand. And that light is going to just wash over all those places that you haven't been in alignment with the truth, where you haven't been in alignment with love, where you have rejected love. Any pain in the body, any place where you have rejected yourself, I call in the highest light, divine beings. I'm going to use the God word here, but if it doesn't resonate with you, just see it as whatever you want to see it as. But I'm going to invite the Holy Spirit in to dissolve any of this pain in the body, any of this stagnant energy, any of these entities in the body that have actually held people back from having their desires because they don't feel worthy of their desires. Tapping on the top of the head. Anywhere where someone doesn't feel worthy of their desires and have rejected their desires because they haven't felt that they can have it, and they haven't known how to be in alignment with that highest truth and that highest love, I ask the divine beings of light to come in and just penetrate us with love right now. Not needing to change anything, we're just penetrating our system with love, with healing. Breathing in here, breathing a little bit more, and yawning out. Ah. Breathing in. I choose to admit that I've been rejecting divine love. I choose to admit that I've been hiding because I haven't wanted to allow myself to experience what I deserve to have. I choose to admit that I'm hiding my light. I choose to admit that I've been abandoning myself, not allowing that light being that I am to come out. Breathing in, breathing out. Oh, I feel like sneezing actually. Whatever's coming up, let it out. I choose to admit that there may be part of me that hasn't allowed myself to experience goodness. Oh, see, I just burped then, excuse me, just let it out. I choose to admit that there's part of me that hasn't been allowing myself to experience all that the kingdom of heaven has for me, and I've been rejecting myself. I've been rejecting God. Everywhere I've been rejecting God, I bring love to. Bring that energy in again, swirl it through your body. Everywhere where I've been rejecting God, source, angel, love, wisdom, love, love, love. Everywhere where I've been rejecting love, I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I'm sorry that I've rejected it. And I'm willing and open, hand on heart, I'm willing and open to start receiving more. I'm willing and open to start receiving more of divine love. I'm willing and open to be receiving of divine love, even though I'm scared. Even though I'm scared, I'm willing to be a channel of divine love. Even though I'm scared, I'm willing and open to being a vehicle and channel of divine love, giving that to others. Even though I'm scared, I choose to bring love to myself and not reject myself anymore. Even though I'm scared, I choose to receive myself under the ribs. Anywhere where I don't receive myself, I forgive. I uncreate and I forgive. Sides, everywhere where I don't receive myself, I forgive, I uncreate, I love. Anywhere where I'm not receiving the divine kingdom of heaven that is my birthright, I forgive, I recreate, I uncreate, and I love. This karate point chop. And even though sometimes I still feel abandoned, I see that I have the power. I have the power. I have the power. Say it again. I have the power within me of love, of light. I have the power to recreate my story. And even though it's hard for me, even though I still have this little girl or boy inside of me that's scared and feels abandoned, I know now I have the power of my highest truth to lead the way, that I don't have to reject myself anymore. Top of the eyebrows. And even though it's hard for me, I'm releasing this fear of abandonment. Even though it's hard for me, I'm letting love in. Even though it's hard for me, I'm loving anyway. Even though it's hard for me, I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive, I receive. I'm open to receiving. I allow myself to receive. I fill myself with love. And anywhere in my body that feels this, I send love to. I bring these feelings, I bring this fear into my body. Feel it. Breathe it in. And yod. I bring it into my body to transmute, to feel again. And I allow myself to see the truth in the coming days. That I'm planting the seeds right now. I'm starting to release, and I choose to believe that I'll start seeing deeper layers of these blocks that have been in my subconscious. And I allow myself to receive wisdom, truth, love. Even though it's hard for me, I allow myself to experience love. I receive, I receive, I love, I love, I love, I love. Take a deep breath in, and we're just going to fill out with more light. Breathing in, yawning. And just finally to close off, just breathing that light that we saw before. Maybe you want to bring in a visualization of that, the child again, the little one that feels abandoned. Just hold them and just surround yourself. See that light coming in. See that light of God coming in. Light of love coming in. Filling you up. Igniting more of it within you, because you already have that within you. You have that light and love within you already. See it just expanding in your stomach. Expanding in your heart. Letting your child feel this as well, expanding, 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 and then see yourself in a vision that feels amazing. So maybe it's with the partner, maybe it's in the career, the job, whatever you feel like you've been rejected from. I want you to feel that in your system right now. Feel that in your body, feel it in your imagination, see it, and be in it now. Calling this in now. We're releasing so much that has stopped us from experiencing that. We're releasing it. We're releasing. We're letting it in. We're letting it in. Just feel it. Feel it. Feel how amazing. See people coming to you and talking to you. Feel the touch of other people. Whatever it is, just sit with that for a moment. Keep tapping. Keep tapping. Breathing. Yawning if you need to. Breathing. See yourself on the other side of whatever you've been going through. And then just stretch up. And just bring that light, that energy, that chi down into your body. Breathing out. Opening to the heavens. Do that one more time. Bring it down. Let's do it one more time. Breathing in, breathing down. Shaking out. Tapping your body down. And that was your tapping session. So how does that feel? Just have a look at, if you did write down some of those things about rejection, feeling wanted, abandonment, just have a look at that now. If you rated it, see if the numbers changed. If it hasn't changed, that's totally okay. It may go up, may be the same, may dramatically reduce. Just note it down and then do this again. Do this again tomorrow or whenever you feel like it, and keep doing it. I mean, tapping works if you put in the consistency of it. You can have amazing results really quickly as well. I notice things manifesting my world really quickly. It just depends on how strong of a hold you have on some of that subconscious stuff. And use this as a guide, so you can tap with yourself without a script as well, and just tap on what's coming up for you and just use your intuition. As I said before, it'll amaze you what will come out of your mouth when you allow it. And I've still got energy moving through me. So I need to clear my throat, sorry. That's what I've experienced. The more I tap, I guess I'm more open and it's loosening stuff up. I see it like a detox. You know, when you detox your body, some of the toxins are loosened, dislodged, and you may feel a bit funky for a little bit, but it's just the toxins loosening so that can be released. The same thing with tapping. You may have some experiences afterwards. You may feel really high vibe and amazing. You know, a few days later, you might have a confrontation, or you may have something in your life that will reflect some of the stuff that you've been tapping on. Sometimes that happens when you haven't fully allowed yourself to flush out the negative stuff, because you want to get the negative to the point where it starts settling, and then you say the positive. If you still feel really stirred up, keep tapping, and then start filling it with love. And if you don't have time to be tapping for hours and you feel it's still stirred up, just really commit to doing it again the next day, tapping on the same things, so that you won't manifest as much, you know, of that mirror effect in your life. But you'll see these divine reflections of this stuff really working. It really, really is incredible, and it will shift things, and it's amazing. Depending on when you're watching this, I have a tapping course that is 14 days of deep dive tapping and mindset work and energetic work as well. It starts in a few days, and I would love for you to be a part of it. I'll leave the link. If you're watching this on a replay a lot later on, I'm pretty sure you can still download and buy the course. Now, why would you do a course rather than just watch the free sessions? You're going into agreement to change, basically. You are making a commitment to yourself. I'm going into agreement with your energy. The group is going to agreement with your energy and your vision. And you have the container to actually transform you even deeper than if you're doing it yourself. And it really is a container that allows you to show up, and you show up fully, and you're going to get this collective energy, and it's going to be super powerful. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. So let me know if that interests you, or if you'd like to buy the replay of the course later on. One thing I'll touch on, I briefly mentioned it, but I know there's some people that are in the positivity movement, and they may follow people like Abraham, who's always talking about, you know, feeling the good feelings, and all of that stuff is amazing. So they're a bit hesitant of doing stuff like this where we're going through the negative, but this is a conscious way to do it, because your subconscious is feeling those negative things anyway. It's ruling the show with those negative things. So if you don't voice it, if you just layer upon layer positivity, that subconscious stuff is still there and it's still running the show. So this way at least creates this a container where you can consciously look at those negative, give it a voice, and shed it from your body, shed it from your system. Why wouldn't you not want to do that? And then of course we put it in with positivity as well. And then you'll find you are more positive anyway. You can hold that vibration for longer. This work casts out those the energy, the entities, all of that. It really does work. So I'll leave it there. If you have any questions, let me know. If you have anything that comes up for you, please message me. The best way to contact me is on Facebook, just on my private profile, which is Lynn McFarlane, McFarlanelyn. Just find me, send me a message. I'm here to support you. So stay in touch. And if you have any ideas of other topics you'd love me to do a tapping video on, let me know. Lots of love to you. Bye.